Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for the Male Robot Spirits or Robot Damacy. We have the add-on set for the Strike Freedom, Wing of Light, and High Mat Full Burst Effect set. It is a P Bandai with a shipper box right there on the back. I made a mistake on mine. I set on top of a stained wooden panel or a wooden box. Yeah, it kind of soaks up the lacquer and stuff like that. I made that mistake before. I keep forgetting not to put anything on top of that wooden box. But it is the shipper box, which is alright. Inside the, as long as this thing is good. Although some collectors, they really worry about that shipper box. And like, they have to have that. It's kind of ridiculous. It's meant to protect what's inside. You still have the box here, which is perfectly fine. So here it is. Let me see if I can flip this over here. And essentially, we're getting the Wings of Light and all that crazy effect parts for the Dragoons. And I think even for the beam rifle. It's going to be ridiculous. Now, I have the metal build, which is amazing. And I went ahead and grabbed the Male Robot Damacy add-on set. I really like the Strike Freedom. It's one of my favorite designs. I know some people are not too fond of it. They think it's very OP or overpowered. But end of the day, when you look at it, it is amazing. It's pretty much like how people really like the Unicorn Gundam. It's very elegant. It's a really cool design. Although if they ever make a God Gundam metal build, oh man, that's gonna be amazing. I wish they do. God Gundam is one of those awesome designs out there as well. Anyways, getting back to this, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of parts. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so inside we're gonna get this, there's a lot of parts on it. So basically they're all stacked here. There's 4 of them. 4 of the wings, pretty much identical. We're getting a new base, which is really high. And kind of had this popped up already. A lot of beam effect parts, and those are for the Dragoons. We have the yellow ones here for the rifle, and you get a lot of this splash effect parts coming from the nozzle, or sorry, the muzzle. What's that term actually? The beam. Yeah, isn't it the muzzle? Yeah, or the barrel, or whatever it is. And you have one for the chest cannon right here, which is quite amazing. So there's a lot of effect parts on this one. And last time I recall, putting up all the Dragoons onto the side it take a long time. It's not gonna be easy. But then again, it's one of those, you put a lot of effort on for the display and it's gonna look really nice. I just have to take my time putting it all in. It is a lot of parts, from what I can tell. Yeah, but there's 8 Dragoons, and I'm probably putting 3 things on each one, or maybe more. I don't know why you have so many of those little ones. Yeah, I mean you got 8 of each here. Yeah, just a lot of parts. Anyways, that's it for this. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting them on. I might do just sections of it. I'm not gonna go through the whole process of recording the whole thing. It's just gonna take too long. Alright, so here we go. I've swapped out the arm for the base. It is quite tall. Now I can't remember if this is the same for the double O riser, the Male Robot Damacy, because that is something for a core fighter. This section right here, it's not going to be used here, but it's not really much of a deterrent since a lot of the focus is going to be on top. So it is quite tall, which is quite nice actually. And let's see here. Now this is a bit of an interesting setup. There's a clear piece in front of the crotch. This is for the cannon effect part for the chest. Unfortunately, to remove this one, you have to detach the whole thing, which I want to show right now. This thing here is part of the Strike Freedom. It's for the Dragoons, all that clear part attachment. Alright, so let me see if I can do this. Here we go. So instead of there's actually a peg still inside, but this is a bit more secure since this goes in between the joints of, yeah, right there, golden joints. And actually this kind of nestled on the golden part and stops there on the black piece. I think that is more secure, just having the peg in there. Yeah, so I like that design. Then this section here just goes pegged in there, so it's quite secure. Especially we're gonna put a lot of stuff on this thing right here. Alright, so let me just reattach the whole thing. There we go. I think it's, yep, that's secure. Alright, that is step one. That's a lot of parts. Now I'm gonna go remove all the Dragoons on this thing and put on the wings of light. I think that is the next step. Alright, so installing the wings is actually not that hard. It's quite simple, but at the same time too, it's not quite secure. So you gotta be careful since you're just sandwiching the two pieces together on the gold section. There's some tabs that goes on the rail of where you install the Dragoons, but it's not quite secure. So I would say it's still, be careful as you install this. All right, so you got two pieces. This is really nice, has that translucent paint, which is really cool. Now all of them are molded in the same way, so some section will have the detachable piece, a smaller piece in front, the other side will have it on the other side. But once you have it installed, they're pretty much, you can hardly tell the difference. So let me just demonstrate this one here. So you just gonna have to align it, and this is kind of like the guide. So this one, the Dragoons, or the wing, it's a little bit more further there. You're just gonna line it up, put your other half, and you're just gonna start pressing on the tabs. It's kind of hard to see where they are, and there we go. I might have to go back and just make sure it's all secured, but that's it. Now quickly on the back, we're gonna attach some wing, kind of like stand, just to help it propped up. So here, it's right here. So actually these ones are kind of interesting how they are set up, and there we go. It's basically from the weight of the two wings, and you can see that wing just, from the sheer weight going down, it is held in such a way that it'll support it. Here we go. So this one is going to be attached this way. You'll see it in the instruction. So let's go ahead and install that. So first off, you want to raise the lower part, and here we go. Where is that section? There. Just bear with me, my hands are kind of slippery. There you go. Then you lower that down, that will secure that. Then at this one, see that tab right there, it will hold this section. Yep, there we go. So again, so this one still needs to be tabbed in. Make sure everything is secure. Yeah, I'm not sure the best way to do this, but since it's on top, I think it'll be alright. So that's how you install the wing, kind of like support, I guess. Alright, I just want to demonstrate how to install the Dragoon effect parts. So here we go. This is the last one, and this is part of your Strike Freedom figure set. I'm gonna go ahead and detach this as well as this one. I had a problem with one of them being stuck. If that ever happens to you, I would suggest using one of the thicker rubber bands, and this just gives you a better grip to twist that off. So there we go. Now there are three different effect parts. The thicker one goes in first, with the effect part going that way. Now it's going to be loose right now, but once you put this connector part, it's just going to snug right there, and it's going to be more stable. Then the next part, same thing. It's going to be loose first before you put this one. And it is very sharp. So be careful as you handle this. and you just kind of want to slide this on there, and while you're doing this, it is sharp. Now this gives you a bit of flexibility even with those effect parts, which is nice. You can attach your Dragoons right there, auto being 8, the last one. Then you can attach this. Now this is kind of like a C-clip with one end. I'm a bit I'm not sure if I like this connection because it snaps in place, but I'm scared that I might end up cracking that other end and no more effect parts. But so far it's holding fine. And there we go. It's quite nice to have that effect part as the trajectory of the Dragoon changes. You can have that effect here. It's, I mean, although you kind of don't need it, but if ever, you can always remove it. And we're gonna just attach this on the bottom part. Now this part is a little tough. Put your finger on the back end of that backbone of the connector, and you push this in. There we go. Take your time. That's a lot of sharp things. Alright, and we're just gonna align it right there. I like how this angled connector works really well, getting into the sides of the wings. Alright, I think that's it. Then let's go ahead and turn this around. And turns out this bottom section here, you can actually remove the whole spine where all the Dragoons are connected and put it on over there. It's actually in the instructions, but that's something that I'm not even sure if I want to do. So I just want to show that right here. You can put it in on the bottom here. It's a cool gimmick, but I think it's better on the side of the wings. Alright, so next part, this. Now, there are three different kinds of this. The yellow one is for the cannons onto the side cannons on the waist. This one with the thicker is for the Dragoons and the beam rifle. There is a thinner version which is a little bit more, this one, and you get a pair of that for the rifle, which is going to be attached here like so. I'm gonna work on that one. So this one, it just goes onto the tip, and gotta be careful. Yeah, it's just held by friction. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. I'm gonna have all the cannons and all stuff. Oh, lastly, you have this which has a peg connection. Where is that? Right here at the very top, and it will go here. I'll do this at last. Alright, then let me get this on the proper pose. Alright, here we go. It's such an awesome piece. All the effect parts, the iridescent transition from the clear, you get the nice purple right there and the clear blue. Really cool. And all that effect parts. Now some of you are going to be asking, how tall is this thing? Well, it's really tall. You're gonna have a lot of problems with display space. All right, so this is a foot tall ruler, and close to the top, or to that Dragoon right there, it's about a foot already. Then you have another, I would say, probably 5 inches or so on the tip of the wings right there. That is a lot of. Yeah, a lot of space needed. And actually, let's go across. So the wingspan, I would say, yeah, I'm getting about 20 inches across or more, roughly around that. So it definitely will take up a lot of space. I can't remember how much the mill build with the Wings of Light, that probably takes up a lot more considering the scaling. Now, robot spirits are a little smaller than your 1/44th scale mold kits, but it's close enough. Then your metal builds are about your 1/100 master grade size. So definitely it will take up a lot more space. But yeah, it's great. And lastly, the question is it well worth it for the price? This add-on set, I looked up my invoice. It's about $90. I paid around that with self shipping from Nippon, and I think it was about $70 with a $20 shipping. So it's actually that is a really good price for that. Again, this is P Bandai. You could easily, or I could easily see that price go up to 120 or 140. It's usually the double whatever is listed on the P Bandai price. But luckily Nippon Yason has a nice pre-ordering system where you can get it for a lot less. Yeah. But so that's $90. Then the Mel Robot Spirits Strike Freedom, it was about 150 or 160. So that's about 250. I would, well, depending on how hard to get it now, maybe the add-on set is kind of sold out, possibly. Let's just say 300. The whole setup will cost you 300, give or take. That is expensive. And if you look at the pricing of metal builds, they're about $200 to $300. You can get a metal build instead, just not with a add-on set. Although there are some metal builds that have very good accessories with them. But yeah, it's really hard to say. But if you're comparing this with trying to get a metal build Strike Freedom with the Wings of Flight, which will probably run you $600 or more. I don't even know if you can get the Wings of Light effect parts anymore, but that's probably $100 to $200. Just, I don't know where. I haven't been looking on the market for those, but since I have one already. But yeah, you're probably looking at, let's say, $600 to $800 for a metal build. So this is half the price. I mean, it's still expensive, but if you want to have a Strike Freedom setup, this is probably it. Now, for me, I've actually kind of tried to justify the price point of Metal Robot Spirits. It's around 150. And when I looked at it, we're getting kind of like similar to a Robot Spirits of Verka. And those are kind of like your high end. It's painted, you have the decals, and it's really nice. And it's kind of like the higher end of Robot Spirits at one point before they have this Metal Robot Spirits line. Those are about $90, and most of them are P Bandai, so close to $100. And this one, you're adding die-cast parts on it, and you still get that premium feel at a smaller scale, in which I believe there's a lot more Robot Spirits collectors out there than metal builds. So this really, what do you call that? Is for those collectors out there. So it's kind of like a, it's hard to say whether you want to go for a new metal build or go try to get this Robot Spirits or the Metal Robot Spirits. Yeah, hard to say. But anyways, hopefully this review will help you decide if you want to get this setup. It's really nice, to be honest, and this kind of relit my enthusiasm on getting another Metal Robot Spirits. Hopefully the Destiny, they'll do that with the Wings of Light also. And even without that, what's another good Metal Robot Spirits that they can do? I wish they do it with a God Gundam. That'd be great. But anyways, I think that's about it for this review. Hope you guys like it. If you got any questions, let me know. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.